How's it going, everybody? We are back. I'm here with my good mate here, Logan Myers. He's the man over there doing the shimmy. How you doing, Uncle Logan?
Tonight I want you to call me Logan Zemo that likes to drink Zima.
Oh, Zima. Zima's good. There you go. What is this? No, just Zima's a unique alcohol beverage. I kind of like it. Anything else? You got pretzels?
Remember that shit back in the late 90s, early 2000s?
I don't know about that. I was a bit
You
too
never
young to
drank any, did you?
I never drank any underage. Never. That's good to see your beautiful face. We're back at it again. We're at it last night in Mighty Ducks. Tonight we're talking about Falcon, Winter Soldier, episodes 3 and 4, and I'm really excited to dive into it with my good Avengers mate over here, superhero himself, Howie Hill.
You can also just call me Uncle Steve, aka Uncle Steve Rogers. I might need a ride later, so keep your phone on.
Maybe I just call you Johnny Walker Red.
Bottle sound breaking. We are back to review episodes 3 and 4 of Disney Plus's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And yeah, we have a lot to dig in here. These episodes were filled with some great globetrotting, if you will. Episode 3 feels like kind of like a James Bond episode in a way. And here we are back with Captain Zemo himself, Daniel Bruhl. And I really enjoyed him in this episode. He provided some comedy, especially with that great dance scene that's since turned into a viral sensation with the GIFs and the loop video playing over and over again of him at the dance club, just kind of awkwardly doing
I shared it. I've watched it at least 50 times. I love it. It was my favorite part. I had to rewatch the episode just for that scene alone. And I love Daniel Bruhl. He's such a fantastic actor. He's so like sly and a scumbag at the same time. You don't know if you want to trust him, but you love him at the same time. And he's really great character in this episode. Great reintroduction of this character. And he was probably the standout in this episode for sure.
Absolutely. In the beginning, we have the big heist scene where they have to go get Zemo out of prison. He's in a German prison here. And we get the standard, prison break. Super easy. They use a key card and do a couple switches here so the cameras won't catch him, and he gets out of this high stakes German prison with ease. And we are on our way, and we're going to go right back into Zemo's family here. Of course, he's rich. He's a baron. So, of course, he has a private jet and a butler waiting for him at the airport to transport Sam and Bucky along with them. And they're going to head to Madripoor to try to find this super serum that's out there.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't know he was so loaded. He had his private jet.
Yeah.
I liked his pimp outfit. It looked like he had the jacket on.
Yeah, with the fur collar. Yeah.
Yeah, this episode had much like an espionage James Bond thriller feel to it, which I absolutely loved. And them, having this really great dialogue on the plane and them flying to this place and them walking into Madripoor. Yeah, and then, making their way into Madripoor, which reminded me much of Blade Runner. Had a very futuristic look to it, noir, bright lights, them going into this place that's very shady. And it's also from the New Mutants X-Men comics. So that's kind of cool how they tied it in with X-Men.
Another little tease for the X-Men to come into the Marvel Universe with Madripoor.
Exactly. So they make it into this place and sets up a lot of great action scenes.
Sam is there, and he just happens to look like this sort of pimp. Big wig in this circle here. He happens to look exactly like him. So he's trying to pass off at the bar as
Smiling Tiger.
The Smiling Tiger. Yes. He has this nice pimp suit on and he's real smooth and everything. But of course, he's very nervous about it. He doesn't know how this guy actually acts. He's trying to pass himself off as this Smiling Tiger. And, while they're there at the bar asking questions, trying to get to the power broker, his phone goes off and he's kind of, that's when they know that things are wrong, and it sets up some great action scenes there. Like you mentioned, yeah, Madripoor reminded me a lot of Blade Runner as well. And with this episode being penned by Derek Kolstad, who did John Wick and several other movies, it also reminded me of John Wick with the color scheme of the city and everything as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, especially the third movie. I'm like, this is a lot like John Wick, so that makes sense.
Yes, yep.
That's cool. And it was balls to the wall action, another great action-packed episode. I think this is like, what, 45, 50 minutes?
Yeah, they've all been between, about 40 and 50 minutes. Mm-hmm.
In this episode, they're looking for that character Selby, and then something happens to that character. It wasn't them, and there's like a bounty out for this. So they're kind of on the go and trying to react and figure out what the hell they're going to do with Zemo, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. They're kind of stuck there and surrounded by criminals and like trying to find a place to go to. So it's pretty interesting.
They find themselves in a tricky situation because, of course, they don't have, Falcon doesn't have his suit there, so he's kind of limited in what he can do. It's kind of limited to fist fighting. So lucky for them, we see a character that we've seen before. Sharon Carter comes out, and she's there to help them, and she's really good with weapons and stuff. So of course they take out all of the goons in this city. Yeah, a lot of cool scenes. Yeah, it's kind of like a single shot there. It wasn't like an overdone action scene, but again, it reminded me a lot of like the John Wick kind of action where it's one-on-one, really gritty action scenes. And we saw some cool kills there, and it's also along this like shipping yard with all these shipping containers around. So you got, of course, you got bad guys up high on a couple shipping crates up above, and then you got them slipping between the shipping crates. So it's kind of tricky, but eventually they're able to take out all the bad guys that are after them there.
Yeah, it reminded me much of playing Miles Morales. Like you're in New York City with the shipping containers. Like bad guys are flying all over the place, and you're taking on like 40 at a time. So
I thought that was really
too. Yeah, and Sharon Carter kicked some ass. We haven't seen her since Civil War, I think, because she's been off the grid in Madripoor since the events of that movie. But it was cool seeing her again. She really does kick ass. She can hold her ground and take on any bad guys. But with the shipping containers, it kind of leads down to a secret lab having to do with this guy named Nagel. And he's kind of behind the serum and creating like 20 vials of it.
Dr. Nagel.
Nagel.
Dr. Nagel, yeah. So we get this great scene with Dr. Nagel where he explains about the super soldier program and about how he has made this serum, of course. Eventually, Zemo kills him because he hates the super soldiers, obviously, Captain America and him beefed. And he doesn't want this in the world.
Even though it's in the hands of Carly, she's the Flag Smashers. She's another integral part of this series. You don't really know if she's good or bad, but she's kind of the head of this group they're on the lookout for. They're chasing, basically, both groups of people, Sam and Bucky. And then you have also John Walker, new Captain America, and his sidekick looking for this woman and all the Flag Smashers.
Yeah, Carly Morgenthau, the main villain of this season. Yeah, she's halfway you're halfway sympathetic with her because you can feel that her, she's trying to do right by her people and take care of her people, but at the same time, she's also employing these kind of terrorist tactics to get, to forward the progress of her movement and sort of get things rolling so she can, get what she wants, basically. So, you're kind of in the middle. She's not fully bad, but obviously she's not fully good either. And with the super serum, she has leverage in this, and that's the main focus this whole season so far. And they're going to have to find her and get to the super serum. And in episode 4 we'll see more of that, where actually John Walker and Lamar come over and they're able to corner Carly. And some bad things come in the next episode.
Absolutely. And then at the final scene of the episode, we get to see Ayo from Black Panther. She's part of the Dora Milaje. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're kind of the special forces team in Wakanda that worked alongside Black Panther. So that was cool because the scene with Bucky, Wakanda in the previous movies.
In Black Panther, Bucky was there. He was in Wakanda there, so they were helping him there, and he was known as the White Wolf there. So we have that background. And we also have the background with Captain Zemo being responsible for killing King T'Chaka from Black Panther. So that's why Ayo is there. She hasn't forgotten about, how
what he
Zemo did. What he did, and so she wants revenge, and she's there watching him. Basically, she has all these little cameras that she set around that Bucky finds, and it leads up to them meeting at the very end.
Yeah, basically they have 8 hours with Zemo. Take care of him. Basically, he's under her possession. So it's pretty interesting. I didn't really see that coming at the end of this episode. I didn't think Wakanda Black Panther or anything would be related to this, but I was pleasantly surprised. A lot of cool characters returning. Sharon Carter returning where she's been. A lot of cool, really great action scenes in this. I love the characters. I love Zemo. The club scene is probably my favorite. Just him doing his thing, all nonchalant. Daniel Bruhl's really badass actor, and really laying the groundwork for the upcoming episode. So I had a really great time with it. I would give episode 3 a 4 out of 5 Zemo hair pieces.
I too had a really great time with the episode. I liked how it felt like a espionage thriller. I like Daniel Bruhl's character Zemo. He's doing a great job this season. He's even providing some comedy relief there with unintentionally with the nightclub scene, and just how his character is so rich, filthy rich. And I like the scene with him and his butler on the airplane there on his private jet, where he basically said, "Yeah, if it passed the smell test, and even if it doesn't, he can go ahead and give it to them anyway," when he's talking about getting them a drink on the private jet. So I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, I loved all the stuff in Madripoor. I love how dark it looked. It reminded us of Blade Runner and John Wick movies, of course, being written by Derek Kolstad, who wrote those films. So yeah, overall, I love the episode. This was one of my favorite ones so far. So I'm going to give this episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 3, titled Power Broker, a 4 out of 5 Uncle Steve Rogers hair pieces. What's going on, everybody? We are back again here to talk about the latest episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 4. This one is titled The Whole World is Watching, and Uncle Logan and I, of course, were watching this weekend. And wow, what another strong episode from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Some really great stuff here.
This shit gets real dark real quick.
That's what real dark. Man, this really left me unsettled at the end. I was like, wow, couldn't believe they went there here. But they indeed did. Yes, they did. We saw some great work here in this episode by Wyatt Russell, who has been doing a really solid job, ever since he looked awkward in episode 1. The stuff with him, I think, has been, pretty good. He's making himself be a standout villain this year, and somebody that you just get angry at. You understand what he's doing, but at the same time, the way he acts and operates and does things is, kind of like the mirror to Sam, and how he's able to talk things out more. This version of Captain America is kind of like, do it my way or you're going to get your ass beat. Get out of my way kind of a thing.
Yeah, he's more intimidating compared to like Captain America. There's a darker side that we're seeing in this episode, especially. Like, I think he's transforming into this character, Wyatt Russell. I think he's doing a really fantastic job. He's such an underrated actor. He gets a lot of shit just because of this TV show. But I love him as an actor, and definitely one of his best performances, especially what he does. The places he goes in this episode.
Yeah, he has to go down deep in this episode for sure. Deal with some really dark moments of his psyche. He's seen the horrors of war, and those things are stirring back up in him. And obviously, in this episode, he meets up with Bucky and Sam. That great scene with Ao and the Dora Milaje, when basically it's them versus the new Captain America and Lamar, and things do not go well at all.
He gets his ass whooped.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him.
They're like
humiliated.
Yeah, they're taking some of that serum. Something's off about them. They're like really strong and powerful, but they made him look stupid, which is absolutely funny. John Walker. And like Zemo's like hanging out in the background, and he kind of just goes off like El Chapo.
Sneaks into the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes through the sewer. Just escapes. They're just like fucking duking it out.
He's just like, oh, nice time for me to get out of here.
Another great example of like unintentional comedy from him. He's just funny. He's just like sitting in the background, Just like, fuck these people. And if I remember correctly, he like comes out. Isn't he in like one of the cars, like driving, like he picks him up or something?
Yeah. Oh man. He ends up coming back.
Oh.
But yeah, The Dora Milaje's arrows, or their spears, should I say, they were actually like penetrating the shield and everything. And yeah, they just like completely demoralized the new Captain America.
Yeah, and that really pretty much pissed him off, and he's on the hunt to get the serum. They do come across the serum with Carly, and they basically end up destroying it, except one. And then John Walker gets his hands on it and sets up the final act of the episode, which is really good and surprising and shocking at the same time.
A very shocking ending for sure. I thought that they were going to end up, I thought it was going to end up, obviously, that the last shot was going to be him injecting the super serum because that's where it's going. He's going to take it, obviously. He's been slowly, we saw him and we were more sympathetic for him towards the beginning, being the new Captain America and seeing how he's a war hero and things, it wasn't obvious that he was going to go bad, but slowly each episode, you can kind of see him slipping into it and becoming power hungry. And now he just wants, after being demoralized by the Dora Milaje, especially, and seeing what happens to his partner, Lamar, it sets him over the edge. And yeah, we're going down a really dark path. And his anger at the end of the episode is unleashed on, one of Carly's henchmen there.
For sure, it's his like descent into madness. He just starts to go a little crazy, but he has his reasons, right? What it happens to his sidekick, and he just fucking snaps and flips out, and it's just awesome with the Captain America shield and blood all over it. And I'm like, that's America for you, right in public. Everybody's with their phones out, capturing this on video. Like, that's America. That's our new hero. That's the new Captain America. Yeah, totally dark and beautiful symbol for this episode.
He reminded me a lot of Homelander too, from The Boys, just how he's supposed to be the clean cut, red, white, and blue patriot. And then it ends up in this where he's, brutally murdering somebody in the street with everybody around him, recording it. Obviously, as we've seen so many times here in this country with people with their phones out. Whenever something tragic happens, somebody's going to catch it on video, and this is obviously going to be broadcast to the world too. So it's going to have repercussions, even in the United States for John Walker. Yeah. So this is obviously going to have some major repercussions for John Walker back at home, whether they're going to try to take away the shield from him. And that's when he's going to use the super serum or what. But now it's kind of like, there's no going back from this.
I thought he took it already because he like bent that pipe. So I thought he already took the serum. Maybe
he did. Yeah, maybe they just didn't show him. But yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, it would obviously, some of the rage at the end that he unleashes there, it would make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But if he hasn't taken it yet, he's definitely on his way too, and it's going to lead to quite the confrontation between Sam, Bucky, and him. It's going to be a brawl.
Yeah, the ultimate battle leading up into the two final episodes, 5 and 6, coming out. This Friday's episode 5, and then next week's the final one. So still a lot of questions. Not sure what they're going to do with this, but I'm assuming it's going to be an all-out battle with John Walker and Falcon and Winter Soldier and a lot of the other characters that show up along the way.
I'm looking forward to seeing if some of the rumors are true about some cameos that we're going to get pretty soon.
Oh, right.
So obviously with Wakanda being involved, I'm kind of, we'll see what we see. There's supposedly going to be a big character in these final 2 episodes. So I'm interested to see that. And I'm interested to see how they're going to tie everything up with with Carly, obviously, and that's the movement. And now that she's had one of her, colleagues there be murdered by John Walker, like how's that going to affect things? And obviously she's injured too. She got, I think she got shot in the stomach. So is she going to be able to heal, or is she, I don't know what's going to happen there either. Kind of left that up in the air. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to have to be answered. Luckily, these episodes are pretty long. It really feels like a little mini movie every week. So yeah, we're already 4 in and only 2 left. So I can't wait. These last 2 episodes have both been really good. Obviously, it took a really dark turn in this one. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here next week and with the finale the week after.
Yeah, like last episode, we thought it was like espionage thriller. This is more like along the lines of The Boys, like super dark, super hero TV show. And it really went to a dark place at the very end. I had a great time with it, directing, cinematography. I loved all the performances, and I'm really excited to see what happens in the final 2 episodes. So with that being said, I'm going to give episode 4 a 3.5 out of 5 Zemo hairpieces.
I loved what I saw in this episode 4, titled "The Whole World Is Watching." Obviously, with the title being that everybody has seen John Walker and what he's turned into. He's now a murderer. He murdered in the streets there with the shield, basically decapitating this guy in public. Everybody's got it on their cell phones now, and it's obviously gonna end up on the news, and everybody's gonna see it. So I can't wait to see where things go. I was really impressed with the episode. I liked, how it was shot. All these, it really feels like this is, they're filming all around the world, going to different locations. They're doing a good job with set design and cinematography, and I like how the action is shot. It's believable action, and they don't have a lot of cutting away from the action. Obviously, it reminds me of Christopher Nolan, the Batman movies, just how it's like so chaotic. But this lets you see everything. We saw the Dora Milaje and that whole fight with John Walker, which was a very cool scene, and just how badass they were, twirling in the air, and their spears going through the shield, and just completely kicking John Walker and Lamar. Yeah, they sure whooped his ass. So we're probably going to see another fight between them and John Walker. I'm sure he's going to want to get revenge for that after he takes the super serum. So we'll see. But I had a great time with the episode. I'm going to give episode 4, The Whole World Is Watching, a 4 out of 5 Uncle Steve hairpieces.
That being said, we got an upcoming podcast. I believe it's this Sunday. We're going to be shooting that. And then a few other reviews coming up. So we got a lot of content coming your way. Stay tuned for that, y'all.
Stay tuned, as always, to the Cinephellas pages, YouTube channel. Most of all, I can't wait to get together with those fellas this Sunday. We always get wild, and I'm sure this one's going to go off the rails, too. We got a lot of things to discuss. I think we're going to talk about some stoner movies, with it being 420 coming up next day. So look out for a fun conversation between the fellas on that. Yeah, I can't wait to talk with everybody again, and can't wait to talk with you again, mate. This was fun. Thanks for reviewing Falcon and the Winter Soldier with me, Sport. We only have 2 left. 2 episodes, 1 more video, so we're going to wrap this series up. It's been fun. Some of it's a struggle, just trying to remember every single thing that happens. So excuse me, Uncle Logan, here, if we've left anything out. Feel free to comment if we have, but we're doing our best here.
It's a lot to cover, 2 hours. It's like a movie. It's those wild boys hanging out with Uncle Zemo, having a Zemo. And until next time, cheese!